morning, everybody. Hello, it's Kristen. I'm here today to work with 60 yogic minutes with me. So our practice today will revolve around the idea of Asteya. So week 1, we worked with Ahimsa. Week 2, we're working with Satya, Ahimsa meaning nonviolence, Satya meaning truth, and Asteya is the practice of non-stealing. It's the third yama in the 8-limbed path of yoga, the first 2 being the yamas and the niyamas, which we are covering over the next few weeks. So in the idea of non-stealing, we hear the word steal and it's automatically something tangible, something physical, walking into the store and taking something, or stealing something from someone else, but it doesn't always have to be tangible. So today, I'd like for the conversation to kind of revolve around stealing things like time and successes of other people. When we get into these spaces of judgment and self-doubt and self-worry and discomfort within ourselves, the practice of Asteya really comes into play, because when we are feeling uncomfortable about the things that we maybe haven't accomplished, because we're comparing ourselves to other people who have accomplished more, and you're not giving people their full credit and their full worth for what they've done, we're actually stealing from them in a lot of ways. We're not giving them the credit for their successes that they have accomplished. And it's, because of our own shit at the end of the day. And the other thing you can do is going back all the way to the root, like, how are you providing for yourself? If you're not providing for yourself, then you're automatically going to be in that space where you're judging others. And providing for yourself meaning making sure that you are giving yourself the credit, you're giving yourself the space and the time to recognize what you've accomplished in your life. Otherwise, you're stealing from yourself. And then in turn, you wind up stealing from other people by not giving them the credit that they deserve. If you're busy focused on, hustle and go, and you're not focused on stepping back and taking a pause and recognizing all of the things that have been done, then you're never going to get to that feeling like you're satisfied. So this is goes into that feeling of which we'll talk about eventually as well, is like being content with where you are and being grateful for everything that you've accomplished. The other thing that Asteya can focus on is like hoarding, right? So if you're hoarding a lot of times you hear, you think of that TV show Hoarders, and people having a lot of something or many somethings, but in this capacity, like for this conversation in this class, if you will, I'd like you to consider and think about the idea of hoarding your talents. Like, why are you keeping your things, keeping your gifts inside that you can then maybe be able to share with the world? What's holding you back from doing that? And again, it goes back to then, if you're hoarding your own talents and you're judging other people for putting their talents out there, you're not practicing Asteya. It's the opposite, So taking the time and recognizing that. Also going into the theft of time. We talk about this a lot in yoga. Like, if you're 5 minutes late, like I was today, technical difficulties, and I apologize. I stole your time if you waited for me. If you're watching this later, it has zero effect on you maybe. But, if you're late to yoga, you're walking in 5 minutes, 10 minutes after the class starts, then you're stealing time from other people. especially if the class has waited for you specifically, and there's times where it's okay, but if it becomes a habit and it's something that happens often, we want to take a look at that and say, like, how are you then stealing time? It doesn't always happen in yoga. Maybe it happens when you're late for work, you've been late to a meeting and those people are waiting for you, or you're, late to a dinner function and people are waiting for you to eat. And yes, it's kind of them to wait, but if they don't have to because you're arriving on time, doesn't that feel a little more grounded and connected and respectful of the other people? And then there's also stealing time away from yourself, so when you're busy allowing others to rent space in your mind, meaning you're thinking about what they've done, you are obsessing over events that happened in the past, you're stealing time away from your present self, where you're not able to be present, and you're stealing that space away from you simply by being stuck in the past or being concerned and worried about the future. So this is all about staying focused where you are, giving yourself credit for where you are, and loving yourself exactly where you are. It all comes down to the balance of all of those things. But these are different, I want to say the word peephole, but that's not what I mean. There's the little areas in which you can look inside and see, and from different perspectives. So, one's the Ahimsa perspective, and the Asteya, and the Satya, and then we move on into Aparigraha and Brahmacharya, moving into the next couple weeks. And you'll see that, when we look at things from these different angles and these different perspectives, the different little holes, and we're able to see our blind spots a little bit more, and we're not stuck in this space where we're just walking around with these blinders on here, and we're only looking at how things affect us instead of how we affect things. So positive ways to do this are to acknowledge others' successes and to share in people's glory. If somebody's successful at something, yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations. That must mean a lot to them. So give them some love for it. If you feel like shit about it, that's yours. It's not theirs. So allow yourself to celebrate with other people. Stay in your own lane and recognize okay, that's awesome for them. This is what I'm doing. And give yourself that space. Not letting people rent time in your head. Stay present, stay focused. The practice of meditation isn't always just sitting and, Gyan mudras, long, tall, straight spine. It doesn't have to be that. It can just be, come back to whatever your goal is, come back to whatever your point of focus is. Set yourself up with a mission, and that keeps you present. So that's definitely something that I would consider. And then, how we take this onto our mat is, how are you, where does your mind go when you're practicing? Are you giving your body what it needs, or are you stealing the practice away from your body? Same thing with your mind. Are you out the door and across the street and down the road and, in yesterday's conversation, or are you present on your mat where you are in this moment? So think about that as you're moving through your practice today. We typically only physically do asana for about 30 to 40 minutes. So it's a great little pocket space to be able to get down onto your mat and really get into the nitty gritty of these 8 limbs, the yamas and the niyamas specifically. And so give yourself that room here to recognize where you're stealing from yourself throughout your practice. Where's your mind going? What are you holding on to that you can release? So you're not hoarding throughout your practice. So with all of that said, we'll go ahead and we're going to just get right into the asana today, placing our hands on our knees. Last week we practiced Ujjayi breath. So this week we're just going to simply practice an equal breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. So we want to try to avoid breathing in and out through the mouth unless your nose is stuffy, and then please breathe where you can, from where you can. But notice any excuses or reasons why things aren't happening. Maybe you can do it, you're just not feeling it today. So we're just going to honor and recognize that. So find yourself in your comfortable seat. Doesn't matter which foot is in the front. Knees are as equal and even as we can. And then we'll place the hands onto the knees, palms facing down, because we want to have a nice grounded, firm practice. We're going to roll our shoulders back and away from the ears. Let the spine go tall and straight. Lift the crown of the head to the sky. And just start to take some exhales, let go of everything that we just talked about, and just focus on the practice, not on what it means, where it goes, what you see, judging it from that lens in the future or the past. Just stay present where you are here and now. And as you start to come into the power of your breath, inhale deeply through your nose, exhale through your nose, maybe counting to yourself. 4 on the inhale, 4 on the exhale, 5, 6, 8, whatever you feel comfortable with today. Your lung capacity changes sometimes by the day. So just honor that, depending on the weather, where you are, what you're doing, what your anxiety level is. We want to try to bring our breath in from our diaphragm, which is the space just above on my body, above my navel, and just below my sternum. You'll start to feel it on the low back and up into the belly space, the upper belly, not the low. And you'll feel your ribs possibly expand outward to the sides and front and back as you inhale. And then you'll feel those same ribs contract as you exhale. As you breathe fully in and out through your nose, allow for your practice, that intention of Asteya, to stay with you. Honor where you are, stay present, and just breathe. You can slowly begin to flutter open your eyes as you lift your arms up. Eyelids lift as well. Reach the fingers to the sky. Exhale, bring the arms halfway down. Open your gaze, lift your throat, lift your head. Exhale, bring your arms in, right over left, round your spine, chin to chest. Inhale, lift and open your arms wide, send your gaze up. Exhale, round your spine and bring the left over right arm. Inhale, one more time, open out. Next breath, exhale. Inhale, lift the fingers to the sky. Exhale, float your palms down to your sides, and we're going to move our way right into table. So coming onto all fours, stack your bones with gravity. Allow for your feet, tops of the feet, to press into the mat as we move into cat and cow. Lower your belly, lift your eyes, gaze up. Exhale, round the spine, bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, round and chin in. Inhale, lift up one more time. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, back to neutral spine. Allow, again, your bones to stack. And one at a time, we're going to curl the toes under. Press your hips back towards your heels. We're going to pause here momentarily, stretching out the fascia of the feet. Press into the fingertips. Start to bring energy into the knees. As you inhale, lift your hips up to the sky. Find yourself in this V shape. If you see that you're looking ahead towards your fingertips, let your head drop. Send your gaze down and into your navel or to your toes. If it feels okay to pedal your heels, allow them to lift and lower on your own pace and breath practice. And then we'll find stillness in down dog. As you inhale, begin to take your right foot, tuck that knee up towards your body, step the right foot to the right hand. If you need to walk it into center, go right ahead and do so. Frame out your right foot. Find yourself here in a low lunge. Send your gaze out. As you take your next breath, take your left foot, step it forward to your right. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold down, forward. Inhale, lift and sweep. Bring your arms all the way up above your head. Reach them tall. Exhale, bring your arms down to your sides. Roll the shoulders back and away from your ears. Lift your heart from your chest. Feel the breath fully expanding into your rib cage. As you inhale, lift the fingers to the sky. As you exhale, hinge at the waist, fold down forward. Inhale, press your palms to shins or thighs, look up halfway. Exhale, fold down, plant your palms into the mat. We're gonna step back into down dog. Lead with your right foot and step back, lifting into that V shape. Again, if you feel yourself gazing toward the front of your mat, start to tuck your chin and let your gaze fall toward your toes. Lift your hips in space. As you inhale, bring your left knee towards your chest. Step the left foot towards your left hand. Press into the ball of the right foot. Stretch into that hamstring. Notice where your mind wanders off to. Are you stealing from yourself? Are you letting the thoughts of others or negative thoughts take up space in your head as you're in your practice? Is your attention being pulled elsewhere? As you exhale, step your right foot to meet your left. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your fingers to the sky. Exhale, arms down to your sides, shoulders roll up, back, and down. You can make any wardrobe adjustments you might need. As you take your next breath, we're going to inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the waist, fold forward. Inhale, look up and out halfway. Exhale, fold down, stepping right back into downward facing dog. Hips lift. Again, send your gaze inward. Tuck your chin. As you take your next breath, tuck the right knee towards your chest. Step the right foot forward. Press into the ball of the left foot. We're going to keep the left hand planted. Inhale, lift your right hand up to the sky. We're finding our twist here in this lunge. If your hand up to the sky doesn't feel so great, you can always just bring it to your hip. Just keep your heart open as your gaze lifts up. Exhale, unwind from the twist. Frame out your right foot. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift your fingers to the sky. Wide open heart. Exhale. exhale, we're going to fold right back. Inhale, look up and out halfway. Exhale, fold down, plant your palms again, step right into downward facing dog. Tuck your chin, send your gaze towards your toes. Next, inhale, lift that left knee towards your belly, step the left foot forward. Find this low lunge. And then from here, right hand plants, either lift the left hand to the sky, or if that doesn't feel so great, maybe bring the left hand to your low back. Exhale, unwind and twist. Right foot's going to step up to the left. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, bring those arms down to your sides. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Again, adjust whatever you need to adjust here. All right, as you take your next breath, take a moment and close your eyes. Recognize where your mind has wandered off to. Is it in a place that's necessary, that's functional, that's present? Bring yourself back with that even and equal breath. As you inhale, lift the fingers to the sky. As you exhale, hinge at the waist and fold. Inhale, look up and out halfway. Exhale, fold down. Plant your palms, and we're going to take just the left foot back, all the way back to the back of the mat, finding ourselves back in a lunge, again for the third time. Keep your fingers framing out that foot. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, we're going to drop the left knee down to the mat. Inhale, lift your fingers up to the sky. Nice open Anjaneyasana here. As you exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Start to send your hips back. Engage your belly muscles. Drop your hips towards your heels. Lift your right toes. There's a little bit of a balance and a hamstring stretch. As you inhale, begin to hinge forward. Lift your fingers to the sky. Exhale, press your palms into the mat. We're going to curl the left toes under, lift your hips up, and then step your left foot up slightly to come into a pyramid, Parsvottanasana. As you inhale, frame out your right foot and begin to lift the left leg up for a standing split. Maybe your gaze comes towards your knee, or maybe it comes out wherever you feel more comfortable this whatever day this is that you're practicing. As you take your next breath, tuck this knee up and in towards your belly, and then step the left foot next to the right. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and sweep your fingers to the sky. We're going to interlace those fingers, reach them tall, press the palms up into the air. Let your heart open wide. As you exhale, dip your body to the left. Feel a nice expansion in your side body from your armpit down into your hip, from your hip to your heel. Inhale, lift yourself back to center. Release your palms. Exhale, hinge at the waist and fold down. Inhale, look up and out halfway. Exhale, fold down. We're going to take just the right foot back this time. Find yourself back in this low lunge. Take a few breaths. As you exhale, drop the right knee down. Inhale, lift the arms all the way to the sky. Don't let the first side steal time from the second side. So don't be focused on what felt like on that side. What are you feeling right now in this present moment? What's different? What's the same? As you take your next breath, bring your hands to your hips, lift from your belly, and hinge backward. This is a balance, so just keep your eyes focused and forward. Drop your hips back towards your heels. Lift with your left toes towards your heart. Inhale, lift yourself back up, hinge forward, press your palms in. Curl your right toes, step that right foot up slightly, and then press your fingers into the mat for Parsvottanasana. So keep your gaze maybe towards your right toes. As you inhale, we're going to begin to shift the weight into the left side. Lift the right leg up toward the sky. Maybe the gaze goes toward the knee or beyond, or maybe it comes to your toes, or maybe it comes to the top of your mat. Wherever you need to be today is fine. Don't steal time from yourself by being stuck in what you could have done before or what you want to do in the future. Just be where you are right now. As you take your next breath, tuck your right knee in towards your chest. Step your right foot next to your left. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your arms all the way to the sky. Interlace those fingers, press the palms up to the air, and then exhale and dip your body to the opposite side. Inhale, come back into center. Exhale, release the hands and fold down forward. Inhale, look up and out halfway. Exhale, fold down. Press your palms into the mat and we'll step back into a downward facing dog. Now, if you're accustomed to flowing here and you'd like to flow, you are more than welcome to. I'm just going to offer just simplifying the practice today. And maybe notice what that feels like. As you take your next breath, we're going to drop down onto our knees, come back into table. As we move into our table, we're going to line our joints up once again. As you inhale, we're going to lift the right hand up to the sky, reach it tall. Exhale, tuck your belly in towards your spine. Let that arm drop underneath. Drop your cheek down onto the mat and let yourself rest here. As you inhale, press your left palm back into the mat and reach your right hand back up to the sky. Exhale, bring the right hand back down. Come back into table. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the eyes, look up. Exhale, round the spine, bringing the chin into your chest. Inhale, come back to neutral spine. Press the right hand in. Inhale, lift the left hand up. Exhale, drop that left arm down. Drop your shoulder and your cheek onto the mat. Find your space of comfort. You know, going back to Satya, going back to our truth. Where is your truth here? And are you allowing yourself to steal your truth by trying to be something that you're not? As you take your next breath, press your right hand into the mat. Inhale, lift your left hand back up to the sky. Come back to our table. Again, lower the belly, lift your eyes, look up. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, back to neutral spine. From here, we're going to curl the toes under again. Press your hips back toward your heels momentarily. Just take a minute. And then as you're ready, lift your hips up into the air. Maybe again pedaling those heels as we move into another down dog. As you inhale, tuck your right knee into your chest, step your right foot to the front of the mat. Find a little bit of space here in those hips. Low lunge once again. Keeping the left knee lifted or dropping down if you need it. We're going to inhale and lift the arms up to the sky for a nice crescent here. Just moving slowly. Exhale, hinge at the waist and fold. Now we're going to press the palms in. Lift the right leg up. And then exhale, bring the right knee to the right wrist. Drop the left leg down. Reach the left leg behind you. Keep the right foot flexed to protect the knee. Walk your hands backward. Make sure there's one long line, that your foot isn't sickled, that everything's in center. And then as you exhale, begin to hinge at your waist and fold, to fold where your body wants to go. This is another way in which we can steal from ourselves by trying to go deeper into something, and you're actually stealing the sensation of the practice by trying to push beyond or not give enough of a sensation to yourself. So you want to be able to feel the ease and edge simultaneously, and it may feel a little edgier first, but we'll eventually get to that space where you can simply feel the meeting of comfort and discomfort all at once. Use your exhale to allow yourself to get some depth into this body, into the practice. As you take your next breath, we're going to press the palms in. We're going to drop down onto the right hip, and I'm going to sweep my leg all the way around so I can see you here. And you're going to sweep that left leg around, bring the right foot into the left thigh. Allow for the toes to face toward the shoulder, and then we're going to rotate the shoulders toward that left leg. Inhale, open your heart, stand at attention with your chest proud, and then as you exhale, begin to walk your hands forward, slowly folding, and then maybe your chin tucks as your head begins to hang. As you inhale, begin to lift yourself back up. Now we're going to swing around, and you can swing however you need to, and we'll come back into downward facing dog. So palms press into the mat. Oh, we breathe. Head hangs. On the next breath, we're going to step the left foot forward. Press into the ball of the right foot. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Nice crescent here. As you exhale, hinge at the waist and fold. Notice again the differences between sides. We're going to inhale, lift the left leg up tall, create the space in the hip, reach with the toes, and then exhale, bring the right knee to the left knee to the left wrist, Stretch that right leg back behind you. Again, make sure it's long. You're not sickling. Lift with your heart nice and proud. Exhale, hinge at the waist and fold. And again, only fold to where you feel the edge and allow the breath to take you deeper. As you take your next breath, press your palms in. Inhale, lift your head up. Sit down on your left foot. Sweep the right leg around. Bring the left foot into the right thigh. Toes face towards your shoulder, and then rotate the heart toward that right leg. Lift with that nice, proud spine. And then as you exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Next breath, press your palms back in, curl your right toes under, and come back into downward facing dog. We'll end in a final down dog before we move on to our next portion of our practice. As you exhale, drop your knees onto the earth. Inhale, drop your belly, look up for a cow. Exhale, round your spine for a cat. Inhale back to neutral, and then we'll exhale and find a comfortable seat. So we're going to sit for a moment and just find a little bit of a breath awareness, a little bit of meditation practice here, just a few minutes. Bring your hands onto your knees. We'll just take a second to kind of close your eyes if that feels okay. If not, let them settle down to the earth in front of you. We're going to exhale through the mouth to sigh out anything that's stuck or trapped. We're going to do what we can to try to remain present. As soon as you start to see the train of the mind go away, come back to this moment. In this moment, the thing that'll help us stay, can be your breath, that can be your anchor, or we're just going to picture a white dot in our field of vision. That represents the presence. That's us being in this moment, right here, right now. Wherever time and space you're in, that white dot is where you are. So every time your mind starts to go away from the white dot, come back. Hyper-focused. Any thoughts begin to move into the background like a radio or a TV on in the other room. Notice your need to want to steal time from yourself. Notice your need to want to go into the past and into the future. Remain present. It's natural and normal to want to move away from this white dot. Curiosity often takes us out of our present moment. But our practice right now is to stay here. As soon as the plans start to drop in, come back to now. As soon as your mind wanders, return to the white dot or to your breath. Any distractions are already in the past. Allow them to remain there. Come back one last time, leaving all the thoughts and the stories in their time and their space. They will get their time and their space when it is their time. As you take your next breath, start to flutter open your eyes. Lift your arms to the sky, reach them tall. And then as you exhale, begin to roll yourself down onto your mat. You can bring your knees in towards your chest if that feels okay. Maybe rock back and forth. Notice differences from the beginning of your practice until now. We're not quite finished yet, but simply notice. Take your time. Come back to the present. As you inhale, we'll lift the legs up toward the sky. If you have a block or if you have a book or something else you want to bring underneath of your sacrum, you can do that. That helps to support your legs so that your hip flexors don't have to do so much work to keep those legs lifted. Feel the presence wash over you as you continue to breathe. As you exhale, drop your your left leg down. Keep your right leg up. We're going to take the hands and bring them, if you have a block underneath, if you please remove it. We're going to take your hands and bring it to the behind your right thigh. And then start to just draw that knee in. Now, if you have it in your practice and you want to take your hand to the outside of your foot or your peace fingers to your big toe, you can do that as well. If you want to extend your left leg, you can do that as well. And wherever you are, just make sure you have enough space so that you can exhale and bring this right leg out to the side. So even if your hand is behind your thigh, just let it settle. Not all the way to the floor. We want to keep it lifted. Inhale, lift that leg back up. Tuck your knee towards your chest. No matter where you are, send that left leg long. Take your left hand across and bring your right knee across your body. Inhale and come back into center. Squeeze that right knee in. And then as you take your next breath, bring your left knee in, bring both legs up again. And then slowly begin to bring the right foot down. You can interlace your fingers behind your thigh, or if it's in your practice, grab the outside edge of your foot or grab your toe with your peace fingers. You can also, if you want to increase the stretch here, send that right leg long. Again, make sure you have enough space on your left side. I do not, so I'm going to scoot myself over a smidge. As you exhale, you're going to begin to bring this left leg down. Again, you can use your hand to the outside of your thigh. Inhale, lift the left leg back up, bend the knee toward the chest. Use your right hand and guide your left knee across your body. On the next breath, inhale, bring the left knee back into center. Bring the right knee in to follow. And then as you exhale, make any final little movements that you need. Bring your legs long. Bring your heels to the corners of the mat. Palms can face up or down. Take one final exhale and allow yourself to rest in Shavasana. Begin to allow for your breath to grow deeper. Begin to move your body in whatever way is your truth. Give yourself the time and the space to rise. Don't steal time away from yourself, away from this rest period. Allow yourself enough room to really feel the rising. Tuck your knees into your chest. And then begin to press yourself up to sit. As you sit, allow your hands to make their way into heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum and slightly lift your elbows. Send your gaze down towards your palms. Take the time today. Take the time and think about how you can bring Asteya into your life, off the mat as well as on. Think about how you can avoid stealing energy from others and allow others from stealing energy from you. How can you set up proper boundaries with yourself so that you're not allowing other time and space to rent in your head? I want to thank you for joining me in practice. Thank you for being open and honest with yourself. And it's with all the light in me that I can see and honor all the light within you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thanks, everyone. Hope you have a great day. If you have any questions, just send me an email, or you can comment, like, subscribe, all of those awesome things. All right. I'll see you next Thursday. All right. If not sooner, who knows? All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.